As federal member for Flynn Colin Boyce, where the Carlisle coal plant would go nuclear. Colin, good to see you. What do you think?
Well, I'm very supportive of it. I think we've got to have the nuclear option. There is not one single country in the world that relies solely on renewable energy. All of these countries, the G20 countries with the exception of Australia, have nuclear energy in their mix. And if we're to have heavy industry and reliable energy sources into the future, we must look at the nuclear option.
OK, what does your community think? Are they on board? Are they as passionate as you, Colin?
Well, yes, they are, and I've had widespread community meetings in the last several months.
Right.
I've met with both Gladstone Council, Banana Council and members of Rockhampton Council. I've had community consultation sessions. The support is overwhelmingly positive.
So what would you put that percentage at when you've been through some of these meetings? Now we have the details. Do you think that might change it? Would you put it, 70 or 80% support in your electorate, or a bit lower or higher?
I think it's around that 70%. Obviously, wow. Nationwide, support is around 60% positive. The reality is, here in central Queensland, we are one of the big economic generators for the economy of Australia. Yeah. We need reliable energy sources that can be provided 24/7. To have an alumina industry, to have drag lines at the central Queensland coal mines, the electric train system, the coal loading terminal, the gas industry, the cement industry, you need reliable power, and we must have this nuclear option.
What's wrong with renewables and eventually having a battery to back that up, or some kind of green hydrogen? Why is it the nuclear option for you and your community?
Well, it provides reliable power, and it is overwhelmingly obvious that, yeah, but batteries are enormously expensive. Just look at what's happened recently.
Well, there's
$480 million to Stanwell.
That's enormously expensive too.
1.5 trillion by 2030 to achieve 80% renewable energy. Please tell me that's not expensive.
So what's that cost of?
That's the cost of renewables to reach 82% renewable energy by 2030.
1.5 trillion. Where are you getting that figure from?
$1 trillion is, well, that's been put out there by many economic analysts. They are predicting that renewables by 2050 will cost somewhere in the vicinity of $7 to $9 trillion.
Right.
So everything is expensive, but what you have to understand is that renewable energy is governed by the weather. When the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow, you don't provide any power.
Yeah. Look, that figure I'm sure is contested, and I'll follow that up for you. Do you think this can be done within a decade, well, just over a decade, to get nuclear power in the system? Or do you admit, as you talked to me today, that a lot of that detail isn't worked out and there are always risks?
Well, there's always risks. There's always engineering issues. There's always economic issues. There no doubt will be social issues. There's a whole number of and a range of things that have to be overcome. Obviously, these nuclear plants will have to remain in government hands, federal government hands. They will have to make partnerships with international companies that have expertise and international social licence to do these things. And it's a system of getting through all of these things as we proceed further into the future.
All right, Colin, great to talk to you this morning. This is going to be a debate that we're going to be having long after the next election, I think. We'll see you soon.